Hi, distance learners. Today we're going to start learning about a new civilization, Mesopotamia. So let's get started. First, I want to finish our notes for creation and prehistory. So turn to your notes in Google Drive, press pause on this video, and when you're ready, we'll begin. Okay, did you find your notes for creation and prehistory? We're going to be on the last slide today, looking at the timeline. And we're just going to move the boxes to the correct place. So take a look at the timeline, and then I'd like you to make yours look like mine. 5000 BC was when the 6 days of creation took place. Right after, we have Cain's civilization that we learned about, the civilization of Enoch. After that, we have Noah's birth at 4000 BC, and then the flood somewhere around 3400 BC, and then Abraham was born around 2200 BC, Moses was born in 1526 BC, and then in 1405 BC, there's one extra 4, I need to delete that, it's not 14,000, it should just be 1405, the book of Genesis is written. You do not have to memorize these for any quiz or test, I just want you to know them so that we can look at where our next civilization that we're going to learn about took place. That is Mesopotamia. So Mesopotamia was formed somewhere in between the flood and Abraham's birth. We're thinking around 3000 BC. Let's get started. So it is believed that after the flood in Genesis chapter 6 through 9, Noah and his family landed the ark somewhere in the Middle East. When the flood subsided and Noah's family disembarked, Noah's sons Ham, Shem, and Japheth spread to different parts of the world. Ham and his family settled in what is known as the Fertile Crescent, and that would become Mesopotamia. So Mesopotamia is known as the land between two rivers because, as you can see, it is located between two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates. Up here you can see Çatalhöyük, which we learned about last week, and you can also see the city of Jericho from the Bible. We'll be talking a little bit about Jericho this week. Just to show you where I'm getting that information from, in Genesis chapter 11, it talks about the son of Noah named Ham. And it says that he had many sons and many children, and they settled in places called Babylon and Nineveh. And as you can see on this map over here, Babylon is located right in the middle of Mesopotamia, and so is Nineveh. So these places from the Bible were a part of this civilization. I want you to watch a quick introductory video on Mesopotamia.
Geico is giving new and current customers a 15% credit on their motorcycle policies with the Geico Give Back. And because we're committed for the long haul, the credit lasts your full policy term. The Geico Give Back, helping riders focus on the road ahead.
The story of writing, astronomy, and law. The story of civilization itself begins in one place. Not Egypt, not Greece, not Rome, but Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is an exceedingly fertile plain situated between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. For 5 millennia, this small strip of land situated in what is today Iraq, Kuwait, and Syria fostered innovations that would change the world forever. Inhabited for nearly 12,000 years, Mesopotamia's stable climate, rich soil, and steady supply of fresh water made it ideal for agriculture to develop and thrive. About 6,000 years ago, seemingly overnight, some of these agricultural settlements blossomed into some of the world's first cities. In the period between 4000 and 3100 BC, Mesopotamia was dotted with a constellation of competing city-states. At one point, they were unified under the Akkadian Empire and then broke apart, forming the empires of Assyria and Babylon. Despite near constant warfare, innovation and development thrived in ancient Mesopotamia. They built on a monumental scale, from palaces to ziggurats. Mammoth temples served as ritual locations to commune with the gods. They also developed advanced mathematics, including a base 60 system that created a 60-second minute, a 60-minute hour, and a 360-degree circular angle. The Babylonians used their sophisticated system of mathematics to map and study the sky. They divided one Earth year into 12 periods. Each was named after the most prominent constellations in the heavens, a tradition later adopted by the Greeks to create the zodiac. They also divided the week into 7 days, naming each after their 7 gods, embodied by the 7 observable planets in the sky. But perhaps the most impactful innovation to come out of Mesopotamia is literacy. What began as simple pictures scrawled onto wet clay to keep track of goods and wealth developed into a sophisticated writing system by the year 3200 BC. This writing system would come to be called cuneiform in modern times and proved so flexible that, over the span of 3,000 years, it would be adapted for over a dozen different major languages and countless uses, including recording the law of the Babylonian king Hammurabi, which formed the basis of a standardized justice system. But Mesopotamia's success became its undoing. Babylon, in particular, proved too rich a state to resist outside envy.
I'm going to stop the video here and show you what you're going to do today. So you are going to label a map of Mesopotamia. So the instructions are on LMS, and I'll show you what to do. So when you open the map, you will see that it is a Google slide presentation. And the very first slide is going to give you directions. You're going to be coloring and labeling this map today. Now, I realize that not all of us can print, and that is okay. So if you want to print the map and color and label, that's awesome. But if you don't want to, you can take a screenshot of this map on your tablet, and then you can just use Scribble Tool or the notepad to draw in whatever you need to draw. Just when you label and draw in the different areas that I'd like you to identify, just use these colors so that you're still using the colors. You may not be coloring, but you can tell the difference between the different places and landforms. Once you've finished labeling your map, either you're coloring on it through the notepad or you print it and take a picture, go ahead and insert your finished map on this slide. And then there are just a few questions I'd like you to answer as you look at this map, to take a look at how does the geography really affect, you think, the way of life here. And tomorrow we'll go over these questions and we will look at really the specific geography. But today I just want you to identify the places on the map. Be sure to share this assignment with me before 11:30 p.m. Have a wonderful day.